Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grange Headteacher CCCU Assembly. It is already the middle of November, and we know what we're about at Grange. We know that we always aim to have a great caring attitude. We are always trying our very best. We're always learning, especially from our mistakes. When we make a mistake at Grange, what do we do with it? When we make a mistake, what do we do with it? What does Grange teach us? We learn from a mistake. We grow from a mistake. We go higher after using the mistake in the right way. We actually treasure our mistakes. We're always going for improvement and progress. It's not about just being perfect. It's about getting better and better, always aiming to get better. We use everything we learn, we use our education to help us to make great choices, to make good choices we go along in life. And the N of Grange, we never give up. We are CC learners and we know what we are about because at Grange we have Grange style. Character strength, which is confidence. That's when we put our hand on our heart, give ourselves a confidence boost, no matter even if people around us are saying negative things, if there's a negative feeling, toxicity around us, the point is we put our hand on our heart and say to ourselves, do not give up. I am worthy. And this is the circular hand outwards, consideration. We look at our planet, we look at our world all around us, and we realize that kindness is strength, and we act with consideration for those around us and for the whole world. So, people of power at Grange, given me hope just this week, just people that I've noticed who have inspired me. Sarab and Karishma for a great conversation the other day this week. And while we were having the conversation, helped me look after an unexpected visitor from nursery who had a good time, and we kept him safe and happy. And it was really, really good. So Sarab and Karishma, great conversation, great teamwork to help me look after my unexpected visitor. Also, the debate maters, all of them, Tuesday and Monday debate maters, brilliant opinions, great listening skills. You are growing. I can't wait to see you in competition and challenging yourselves and really setting things up. I'm really looking forward to some Grange debates and Grange against other school debates. And also, have people who give me hope, or every single Grange child and actually every Grange adult who's thinking about what does the CC way mean and embracing. Do you remember? It's like really taking hold. It's like an embrace, it's like a hug. You like really bring it close to you. Our CC way. You say, right, let me think about the CC way. Let me use the power of the CC way to make my life better, to make my learning better, to make me as a person better, to make me grow. So everybody who's embracing the CC way, you give me hope. You are people of power. There's the wiggle. Well done, people of Grange, people of power. Okay, so our character strength focus this week is the superpower of being able to keep yourself calm. Now, I'm going to talk more about that, and you're going to realize why this really is a superpower. People think, yeah, what's the big deal? Just keep yourself calm. Actually, we're going to talk about this because I am reading and reading and reading and learning and learning and learning about the brain and realizing actually it's a superpower and powerful superpowers that need to be used to keep ourselves calm. We know what it's all about at Grange. It's not about who we are right now, but the person that we're becoming, the best that we're becoming in our life with confidence and consideration. We know CC walking. We know that when you walk CC walking, and I'm going to say this, I know when I came to Grange, sometimes people used to walk with their finger on their lip to show I'm quiet. And that's not what CC way is about. That's not what CC walking is about. CC walking, you don't put your finger on your lip because we don't want to shut down your voice. Your voice should be there. The point is, if you are a person who lives with confidence and consideration, then you are going to know when do I use my voice, when do I use my ears, when am I building my voice by listening. So CC walking is hand on heart, left hand side, walking, yes, quietly, because we know our school we want it to be a calm and safe and learning place. And I can't wait for visitors to come along and say, why are the children walking like that? And I'll say, well, ask the children. and the children will say, this is CC walking, this is Grange style walking. Also, we know star sitting. We sit up straight because we're focused when we're learning. We track. That's what we're looking at the speaker. We're focused. We're concentrating, because if we need to learn, we need to track the speaker. The A of star sitting, we ask and respond appropriately like a scholar, like a powerful scholar. And the R is we respect ourselves, we respect others, we don't distract them, we don't allow ourselves to be distracted. And I love seeing on class shots when people get points for star sitting. It's fantastic. And also, we know at Grange that there is no substitute for each of us. I have to live my best life. I have to be my best life. And each one of you has to be your best life and has to be your best you. Nobody can do it for you. So the superpower of keeping ourselves calm. Right, let's just go back to, feedback. Right, so now what I'm going to say is shout out for Parks, Lister, and Tubman class. You gave me brilliant actual feedback. You know how to do the feedback. Actually, I'm going to say Miss Begum in Parks class has given me the brilliant book idea, and I see Tubman built on that as well. Well done to you. Right, so we discussed last week, and when you are worried and when everything seems too much and you just don't feel safe because it's all so much, one of the best things to do, if not the best thing to do, is to talk to a trusted adult. But we spent a bit of time in the assembly last week saying, who is a trusted adult? And thinking about who is a trusted adult for me. And what I loved is you were all very clear. The Grange adults, your teachers, your educators, the people who are around you, you know you can talk to them when things get too much. You are very, very clear on that. Your teachers, your educators, and so many of you said your mums and your dads, and some of you actually defined it. I love this one. A trusted adult is someone who is trustworthy and kind and is always there for you no matter what. So you knew in your head that's got to be the kind of person that it actually is. And a lot of you in Parks obviously said, Miss Begum, Miss Pat, Miss Buckley. Now, I love Lister class did it like this. You don't have a book yet, but you did it on a piece of paper, and beautiful. You mind mapped it. And I could see the quality of the conversation in your class. And you discussed, well, who could these trusted adults be? And obviously you spoke about your educator and your teacher, Miss Lejani, Miss Bartley. You spoke about them. You spoke about the other people in the school. I was really touched. You mentioned me because you know that if you don't feel safe and you need to talk, I'm there as well for you as a trusted adult, as your head teacher of your school. But then you went wider, and the whole time you kept on thinking, I need to remember that I need to, and you wrote this down, I need to stay on my guard because you can't just assume every adult is a trusted adult. So you listed people like, you even said police, and you said people who are in uniform, but then you said that you need to see a badge and you need to see accountability, that they actually truly are following what they're supposed to be doing. So you don't just because somebody shows you a badge, that's it, it's okay. And that comes back to what they were saying, the feedback at Park Class as well. You need to know this person as well. You need to be able to trust this person. So and then you summarize, you say it's got to be an adult with good intentions who respects our right to say something that makes us, to tell them something that makes us uncomfortable. But really well done. The quality of the conversation in Lister class, I can see it was really, really good. But you know in Grange, you can speak to your teacher, you can speak to your educator, you can speak to the adults in Grange. You mentioned your mums, your dads, your carers. Somebody mentioned a social worker, which is fantastic. Somebody mentioned a neighbor, fantastic. Somebody said, you talked about, like I said already, someone in uniform, but you did say the whole time, be careful, not just because somebody shows you a badge, but you've got to really know I can trust them. And that's also why sometimes if a visitor comes to Grange and they want to speak to you, then you can look and say, yeah, but I know my trusted adults, Mr. Kerbal. Does Mr. Kerbal say it's all right for me to speak to this, to trust this adult? Ms. Bartley, Ms. Lejani, you know that they will tell you who you can trust and who you can't trust. Brilliant, everybody. Really high quality there, Lister class. And Tubman class, here's yours. And I love Tubman class. So many of you wrote in, and I really loved, like, I could just see you spoke about your teacher, Miss Stewart, and you said, why? Because she makes me feel safe. Since I started at Grange, she's been there for me. That was about Miss Halim, your educator. I love that. Listen to that. Miss Halim, because she was with me since I started in Grange and has been there for me. So that's exactly a trusted adult. They've been there for you in the past and they are there for you right now. And I think there was, and you spoke about the teacher. Yeah, Asana, you wrote because they care about us and they just want the best for us. I really love that. So that's how you know who the trusted adults are. And you also named Miss Stewart and Miss Haley, which is fantastic. And then there was somebody over here who put like a whole list of so many different adults in the Grange school. You actually listed them, which was just really, really wonderful. So you were really thinking. And somebody also said, Miss Stewart and Mr. Della, even though this is Tubman class, but that's right because Mr. Della was teacher last year. But you wrote, because when I talk with Miss Stewart, I feel better. And when I talk with Mr. Della, he makes me laugh, and that makes me feel better as well. So you know what trusted adults are. Absolutely brilliant. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much, Tubman, Lister, and Parks. Mandela and Nightingale, looking for feedback from you because here comes the feedback for this week. So what I want you to do is press the pause button, metaphorically, and you're going to have a discussion in class. What happens to our brain? What happens to our brain when we lose our calm? You know, people talk about, I lost my temper. I just lost it. You know, and obviously you're not calm when that happens. So what happens to our brain when we lose our calm? More importantly, how can we get it back to calm? So that's what I'm looking for feedback. And as I said, Nightingale, Mandela, who else? Seco, I need your feedback because your voice matters. So what happens to our brain when we lose our calm? How can we get back to calm? Pause the video here, have a discussion, do it in your books. I'll get your books back to you and let me know what happens. Right. Now, doing a bit of research, I decided I'm going to talk to you now about our feedback thing. But I'm going to leave a blank piece of paper so you're not distracted by words. Okay, look at my hand over here. I'm going to use my hand to be a model of the brain. So, you can see my thumb. My thumb, and you can see these fingers. I'm going to turn them, and actually, if you look at a picture, and there's lots of books, and if you go do research, you'll see that the brain actually looks a bit like this. It looks a bit like this fist curled up. But what I've done is I have tucked my thumb inside my fingers. Now, what you've got to imagine is the thumb is the part of the brain that uses and processes the feelings. That's a very, very, very important part of the brain. And actually, you can see here, it's the part of the brain, it's like connected to the spine and which goes right through the body. It's the feeling part of the brain. It controls your feelings, it controls your breathing, it controls all the things that are happening all the time. Even when you're asleep, you're going to carry on breathing because that part of your brain is telling you just keep on breathing. That is your feeling part of your brain. Doesn't really work with logic, with language, with reason, just works with feeling. Because straight away, you need to know, am I too hot? Am I too cold? Am I tired? Am I thirsty? Am I hungry? These are just feelings. Like if you think about it, baby is really, really working with this part of the brain. That's why I'm hungry. What does a baby do? Cry. I'm thirsty. What does a baby do? Cry. I'm tired. What does a baby do? Cry. I'm cold. What does a baby do? Cry. I'm hot, too hot. What does a baby do? Cry. Because it's just working with the feeling part of the brain. Now, you are amazing people, and wrapped over to protect this amazing feeling part of the brain is the part of the brain that uses language and logic. The part of the brain that can go, I'm feeling really hot. What am I going to do about it? Let me take off my jumper. I'm feeling really cold. What should I do about it? Let me put on my jacket. Let me put on my coat. I'm really hungry. But I'm supposed to be in class and I'm learning. What am I going to do about it? That's okay. I'll look at the clock and I'll realize that lunch is very soon. I'll speak to an adult and I'll tell them, and the adult will reassure me and say, it's okay, we're about to have lunch. Or if you're really, really hungry in the morning, say for you haven't had breakfast, don't worry, let's get the Grange bagels. So the language and the logic part, it helps you. So you always feel first, but the language and logic part of your brain is wrapped up over it and it helps you to manage it. And by managing it, you stay calm. Now, what happens to your brain when you lose your calm? When you lose it? What happens to your brain when you lose it? When you're calm, when you're not calm, this is what happens. The language and the logic part of your brain opens up and it leaves the feeling part of your brain totally exposed. Now, because it's exposed, anything that happens is going to hit this feeling part first, and this feeling part is going to react. When we are stressed, what happens is our brain says to us, I'm stressed, I'm not safe, I'm in danger, I need to process, I need to just respond. Sorry, not process. I need to just respond with my feelings, which is why we lash out, we get angry, we like have to run away or we have to fight, because the logic and the language part of our brain is not protecting the feeling part of our brain anymore. And it's just the feeling part of our brain that's working. To get us back to calm, what we've got to do is find a way to close the language and logic part back over the feeling part so they can process and say, stay calm, it's okay. Now, there are many ways to do this, but the one thing that's clear is you can't really do it by just talking, by just reasoning, because you are stressed and the part of your brain that works with reason has opened up. So what you've got to do is find a way to just close and protect the feeling part so that the feelings are not overwhelming you, so the feelings are not too much. And the way to do that, one way, is breathing, and especially breathing out. We've spoken about in other assemblies, because as you breathe out, if you take your time, your heart rate lowers and your brain calms and the language and logic part closes. So that's one way. And now it's closed, and now I can go, it's okay, that person's comment really upset me, but I can give myself a confidence boost. I know who I am. I don't need to worry. I can be calm. I can find a way to believe in myself, even if they say hurtful things. I know who I can speak to, trusted adult who can support me. So one way is to breathe, especially out. Another way is just to get a bit of rhythm. Remember, we spoke about the tapping, just to get yourself back a bit of rhythm. And the rhythm thing is amazing, because when you're a baby, you know, when you cry, and then parent or carer will just rock. You have seen, we just rock a baby. All we do is we just give the baby rhythm back, because rhythm, that feeling part of your brain, just loves a rhythm, and the brain just closes and calms. Right, everybody, so let's remember that. That's what's happening. When you lose your calm, language and logic opening up, feeling part of the brain in control. What we got to do is calm it again so that we can use our language, our words, our reason, and calm. Thank you, everybody. I'm looking so forward to your feedback to me. It's what happens to the brain when we lose our calm, and how can we get our calm back. Right, let's go. Just as a side task, you're going to see I've got some amazing posters coming up. If you want to do a superhero kindness task, that's just completely for yourself. Design a poster that says Grange value, kindness is strength, and just put your name on it and send it to me. Right, stars of the week, let's go. It is Nikki and Banine and Adam and Louisa and Nur. Well done to you. And the class champions are Yusuf M and Daria and Sophie W and Nur and Louisa and Nikki and Rahima and Mohammed A and Faria. Well done to you. And John in Tubman, fantastic. And Sarab in Tubman, brilliant. And Medina in Tubman, great stuff, Tubman. Shana in Mandela, Mrithiga in Mandela, Abdullah A in Mandela, wonderful. And Nura in Parks, and Oliver in Parks, and Yusuf ES in Parks, fantastic class champions. Grange House of Water, look at you, 4,926 cc power. Grange House of Fire, highest achieving house, 5470. Grange House of Air, 4551. Grange House of Earth 5389 cc power, which means we got over 20,336, almost exactly this week, the same as the week before. Well done, everybody. Well over 20,000, which is just brilliant. So, classy classes, Nightingale class, so proud of you. Look at you powering into third place with 1,346. Tubman class, 1,578. I've got to tell you, something lovely has been happening because look at our classy class of the week. Lister class. Your feedback just shows the quality of your discussions and your learning. Brilliant, Lister class, and you crashed through 2,000. So we set an incredibly ambitious target of 250,000 for the term. Well, look what's happened over here. We're 175,900, nearly 176,000, over 20,000. Do your mental maths. Should be about 196,000, but that still means that we need to do about 54,000, and we've got like about 3 weeks to get 54,000 points. Are we going to do it? Yes, because we're powerful, we are kind, we are loved, and we are Grange. So we are going to make it. So here's Rudolph the reindeer, totally been booked, real life reindeer, come back to Grange before Christmas. Super Sequel, have you got your award? Oh, yes, you have. Hello, Hamilton. That was for the classiest class of last autumn term 1. Let's see who's going to be classiest class of autumn 2. Let's do another CC salute. Hand on my heart, I believe in myself. I will live my best life. I am confident. Look at our beautiful planet. Circle outwards. I have consideration. I have the power of consideration. I care about our beautiful planet, everything in it, and all the people around us, because we know that kindness is strength. Let's be great. Let's be Grange. Let's live our lives with confidence and consideration. Let's enjoy the learning ahead. Be safe and happy. Let's learn together, respect each other, achieve our potential. Let's be great. Let's be great.